because as I said earlier, so long as you are gaining your interest as the reason why you joined the 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 the, the Commonwealth of Nations, obviously it wants to be celebrated, as I said. So now, if it's because of, you know, it's because of unity and then promote collaboration, why sometimes do we call representing the representing your country in another Commonwealth country in Africa, you call that person, I mean, an ambassador. You understand? While if you are representing in another place, I mean, I'm not saying anything like equality in that. So I question that. So I think one thing in promoting unity, you give everyone your due. Like if I cannot be working with you, like in the same department, while at some point in I'm seeing there are certain privileges that are given
Given
to
to
him
you,
as
and they are
I
not
mean,
given
yeah,
to you.
I will feel low upon
Yeah, sure,
myself.
sure.
So does that promote unity?
Ah,
Obviously, the answer is next to no.
yeah.
So if
Does
he's
that
saying
promote
that,
unity?
I mean, I somehow doubt
Yeah.
doubt that.
So I would give you
Yes.
just maybe 2 minutes to clear his doubts, and then I have a question for you.
Well, I I think for me, my argument is basically I try to contextualize it. Uh, yes, there are countries that are in the Commonwealth that are not African countries, but I'm much more particular about Gambia and African countries, because if you look at it, I'm an African and I'm a Gambian. So now, for me to speak on behalf of other countries really will be a problem. But now, to generalize it, it should be celebrated, and in Gambian context, it should be celebrated. For example, during the Commonwealth, I think it should be celebrated in 2026, 9th, Monday 9th. That is the day it's going to be celebrated again for 2026. If I don't get the data wrong. Now, for example, the promotion of our culture, very, very important. The divergent cultures that we have, the views that we have in respect to cultural heritages. Now, people wear their costumes, their cultural attires, and they come, they celebrate the day.
to,
Even the food.
to celebrate slavery.
No, not actually the celebrate. You know, we have to forget about now the colonial aspect of it now.
Okay, so
We
we
have
are
to focus more on the unity that it
we are
brings.
celebrating African heritage, African culture,
Absolutely,
using the Commonwealth.
absolutely. That's my point of view.
Okay,
My philosophical point of view in that
okay,
aspect.
okay.
Because now we have to forget about what happened has happened.
Mm,
The colonial era,
mm.
it has caused so much trouble to Africans.
Yeah, so much
We all
pain.
know.
Mm,
But now, if there's a system
mm.
that is trying to encompass Africans, that is trying to bring Africans together and speak in one voice and promote the welfare of the Africans, really, we should support that. Now, for that particular day, during my law basic, I did celebrate that, where you cause African culture clothes,
Yeah, with
you
your
come
traditional
together,
food
traditional
and
clothes, all that. Yeah, the only problem I have with is, we said celebrating our culture,
uh,
but now you see people they will be preparing food, not our cultural
cultural
foods.
food. Yeah.
Yeah, really. But it's still okay.
Okay.
People come together, celebrate their cultures, wear their attires. Really, that's amazing. And that way, people will send that uniformity.
Okay.
So people have that
Okay.
uniformity among
So,
themselves.
Mr. Bakanku, do you think it's proper for Africans to celebrate Commonwealth with our traditional attires, our traditional food? We celebrate Commonwealth. We celebrate countries that were once ruled under the British governance.
Yes. Thank you. I will still stand on my ground by saying Commonwealth it was celebrated. So long as you gain in the interest of joining the union per se, it was to be celebrated. Coming to your question, whether it's necessary for us to celebrate Commonwealth in our African attires and then preparing our African dish. Yes, I agree to that. It was to be celebrated because culture, African sorry, our African attires is a very strong way of expressing diversity. You understand? Diversity and also what we call cultural pride in it.
But I mean, we have other ways in celebrating African oneness, in celebrating Africa. I mean, we can create festivals, we can make massive festivals without including Commonwealth. Don't you think about that?
Yeah, coming back to your question, I believe even there are other festivals that are organized. Still, it's gonna be the same thing.
Uh,
People must come in their African
so
attires.
we must have a benefit we are deriving from the Commonwealth.
Exactly.
And
So people must come with their African attires. You understand? That
mm,
shows who is who.
okay,
You understand? If
yeah,
you wear you come in your your traditional attire, I will know obviously without any question. You understand? He belongs to this group. My brother also the same. You understand? Personally the same thing to me. I mean, I have a list here, very on characteristics of me, as specific reasons for putting on, I mean, our cultural attires during this very great day.
okay. I would like to maybe just
Yes,
brush it off here.
it's very precise.
Okay,
The first thing here is, it showcases what we call diversity. You
diversity.
understand? When we
Okay,
come in our African attires, it showcases what we call diversity, and it's also, promote what we call mutual respect and understanding. You understand? Obviously, where in anyhow you may come, you understand? Let's say you are a Manjago, you understand? In any way you may come, because everyone would love to show, your culture, because you're proud of who you are and where you're coming
exactly,
from. You express
exactly.
your heritage.
Yeah.
You understand? So I will understand, obviously, this is Isaac. He is a Manjago. He is coming in a Manjago outfit and the same time with a Manjago traditional dish.
Awesome,
You
awesome,
understand?
awesome.
And the other point is that it what you call express identity and pride.
Okay.
The same thing. People will know this is Isaac
Mm,
and he's coming from this. It also what we call strengthened connection
mm.
and also what we call educational opportunities. You may have the opportunity to learn from other cultures
Okay,
and other traditions also
okay,
that you may not even be able to know before.
okay.
So through that, more especially if it is celebrated in schools, you understand, students can learn from each other in such kind of ways.
Okay.
So thank you. This is what I
Awesome,
have. Yeah.
awesome. So we have already reached towards the ending of the program, but before we conclude, just a brief, it's just a simple question I'm going to ask, and I'm gonna need maybe less than 50 seconds for you for your response. Okay. Why do you think we celebrate Commonwealth in only primary schools? Yes, this is just give me what you have.
I think for that one, based on my experience and my understanding, even in education, we start everything at the lower cadre. Now, if you start, we cannot start it at the ECD level. Why? Because at the time, there are cognitive domain. Bloom talks taxonomy, where you have the cognitive thinking. Where their cognitive thinking at that level is very low, so they might not have that understanding. But where you have given the grade six, if you study there, based on my understanding, they will have that patriotism among themselves. They will understand that yes, we are all the same. We are all one people, one nation. When they have that mindset, when they have that perspective, when they grow up with it, at the upper cadre is already in them as a habit. That is a problem. And that is why, in fact, the civic education has been installed in our schools as a subject. Civic education, it teaches people about their rights, teaches people about their responsibilities as citizens, also teaches them there about nationalism and patriotism, ensuring that they have the love and the care for their country. So when that is established, people will instill that. When they hold public offices, they will understand that yes, what we learned before is there. So that is why even lower cadre, they said don't do this. They teach them morals, instill morals in them. When
Yes.
they go up cadre, it's become a habitual thing for them.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yes. It is something that is very interesting. If we give teachers the platform, we will stay here until so let's have Mr. Bakanko, what's your take on that? Why do we celebrate Commonwealth only in the primary schools and not the secondary schools?
Thank you so very much again. But then what he is saying, it's very important
You
because
concur with it.
uh, at some partially, yes, but I will also
This is a
say,
friendly debate. You guys are friendly.
I will also say, celebration Commonwealth Day should not only be limited to those in the lower sector.
Okay,
You understand? It should
okay,
be across
okay.
because coming to look at this, it's important to start it with them,
Mhm,
but then you come to realize people as they are doing that in their lower basic school,
mhm,
as they grow up, culture is fading away.
mhm.
You understand? As most people will say, there is a need to revitalize our cultures
Exactly.
as Gambians, to be
Exactly.
particular. You understand? So if you are only limiting it to, let's say, the students in the lower basic, I think we need to put into consideration by bringing it even at tertiary level.
Hmm.
It's gonna help a lot to broaden our understanding of our culture and more especially our heritage.
Wonderful.
Yes,
Wonderful.
Commonwealth should be celebrated across.
Wonderful.
Yes,
So that's
it
the
should
take
be.
on
It
it.
should be. It should be celebrated across.
Wonderful.
If like it's important we started with the lower sector. It's very important. I agree to that. But then also, we consider those in the senior sectors. Understand? Because we come to realize, you know, before we get to that mantle of leadership, we need to know our cultures because we are involved in traditional ceremonies. You understand? At some point in time, let's say marriage ceremony.
Hmm.
You understand?
We have
You
we have 15 seconds.
you as the elder in the compound. You understand? And then someone in your compound who is just behind you, who is getting married. So when there's no leader, the person who is expected to make everything clear to that particular person as to the way your culture is should be you. So
Exactly.
let's say you as an individual, let's say you don't know anything about your culture, it's gonna be difficult for you to take that particular person in that. So it's important we consider both students in the lower sector, and also senior sector, even those who are not going to school, because
Oh,
not all children have the opportunity to go to school.
exactly.
So limiting
Exactly.
it only to the school settings, I mean, is something.
It's kind of sounding of awkward, huh?
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
So we have come to the end of the X-ray show, and with this wonderful gentleman I have here. So the viewers there, make sure you leave your comments. Do you think Commonwealth is worth celebrating? And do you think it should be only celebrated in the primary schools? I would like for you guys to just give your last comment and then we round off the show.
Uh, Thank you so much, Mr. Samura, the executive or the administration of Great Thinkers Media for such a platform. Really, I am honored. Looking at my level and creating this opportunity for me is a pleasure. So keep it up. You are doing a great job, especially this kind of topics are being brought for people to dissect and give their opinions are very, very important.
Exactly.
So I'm honored. My final statement is going to be follow Great Thinkers Media, support them anyhow you can.
Awesome.
And my stand remain unshakable. The stand is it should be
It
celebrated,
should be celebrated.
100%. That's
Oh
my point.
yes.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, awesome. Let's have you, Mr. Bakango.
Yes, thank you so very much once again. It's a pleasure to be here. And then I am also very happy to share this platform with my man, who is very much respected. And then one thing for certain is Commonwealth worth to be celebrated. Yes, but in celebrating it also we need to diversify it as we said earlier. And then
Awesome.
thank you for having me here. I am glad to be with you here. And then to the viewers out there, thank you for taking your time to watch us through this media. Sorry, what is the name again?
Great
Great
thinkers.
Thinkers Media. Thank you so very much. I'm
Exactly.
happy. Yeah.
Exactly. So this is the end of the Great Thinkers Media X-Ray show coming to you live from the Brikama campus UEG, and have a great day.
Never really know what's going on. Look at me sometimes.